Hello, welcome to PsycRec India. Through this YouTube channel, we are providing related to psychology contents for competitive exams and also other psychology related contents and also consulting services, various topics related to psychology which have interventions applications. So those who are new to my channel, I would like to request to please subscribe my channel and also share with your friends so that it will also we can send the right time our details and our videos so for your competitive exams and other helpful work. Thank you so much. Now we are going to continue our data analysis part. So you can go to the playlist, so statistical and research methodology. You will get these videos and it is very easy to understand. So most of the cases it is also very useful for paper 1 also for the data analysis. So now we are going to start. What are variables? So earlier we discussed about data collections, how we collect the data, why should one collect the data, and what are the method and steps need to be collect the data. So we looking into the now we are going to discuss about the variables. So what is variables in psychology? It is not new to for psychology students. For general students also to understand, psychology students also know that because in psychology we use the variables means which is varies. So most of the psychology research we use many variables, like for example motivation, achievement. So motivation is one variable and achievement is another variable. So here if you have a motivation, so though we generally achieve most of the things, but there are thousands of variables like in our day-to-day exams, day-to-day situations we use more that kind of variables. So variable is an attribute means we give the meaning to that. When we are thinking about the motivation, we generally strike, generally something strike in our mind that what is motivation. So you can see them, some high school students studying hard for in the pass for matriculation exam. So motivation is one kind of variable, achievement is one kind of variable. So okay, so that is the one things you have to understand. So here, so numerical variable, one is that what is numerical variable, where we use the numbers. So if you see that there are some variables, the present values that have numbers, for example age and weight. So when we are using the age, we can say 23, 24, and we are using the kilo like 20 kilo. So like this very basic things we are using here. So now categorical variables. So categorical variables we use generally male and female. So you see the when the data will comes, we have so many categories in our things, male and female, and that boys and girls, okay, urban and rural. So this kind of things generally we use. Okay, so this is the things we use the category, basic category of variables. So now types of data can divided in two categories. One is quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative more focus. What do you mean in the quantitative? Quantitative data are more focus on the numbers, more and statistical, rigorous statistical analysis. Okay, more or basic on we giving in the number quantitative analysis. And what opposite to that, what is the qualitative data? So you can see here, cannot be expressed in number. In the qualitative, we can't express in the numbers. So we, even though we express number very less, okay, the quantity is very less. Can be counted? No, it cannot be counted since we are using the categorical data or something like that. Maximum use. So here words, pictures, states, smells, etc. So the biological dog, in the medical line, we generally use these things. But in rigorous data, what we are using, the definition can be expressed in numbers, can be counted. Yes, examples, number and statistics. So many statistics can be used here. Okay, so you understand here, quantitative data we are use more focus on the numbers, huge numbers are there, huge that rigorous statistical analysis will be there. Okay, so next moving into the another type, like, so another type of types of data source here. Okay, where we can collect the data. So data here, so you can easily see that there is a two things here. Just you can easily find out here. One is that we can just moving here. So you see the data sources, primary data sources like interviews, online surveys, okay, marketing campaigns, feedback forms, and transactional databases, IoT sensor data. So these are things we will come to know later. We will analyze in the different way. But now I want to just make you to confirm what is actually data, what kind of data. Those who are beginners, they must understand what is data. Okay, now it is you understand. So now coming to the another point here, secondary data. So secondary data you will see here. In the secondary data, it is visible, I hope so. So here see the secondary data, how it works. Secondary data like transactional database, IoT sensor data, and satellite data, so web traffic, social media. So there is so much, like social media, for example, social media is a secondary data because we don't know it is not authentic one sometimes. So we can, it is maybe based on some false data also there, but it is a diverse data. Actually social media is a diverse secondary data, so that you can understand where we can collect the data and how it is authentic. So sometimes we need to know that what kind of data we need to understand, otherwise our research will be not worth one. Without data we can't do any statistical analysis. So here you can do based on the quantitative and qualitative and the source of the data. Okay, I hope you understand. So now we are going to move further. So now next we are going to one question here arise. So what is big data? So now the big data, just I'm moving here. So you look into the big data. What is the meaning of big data? So when data volumes exceed the processing capacities of traditional database. So like for example, we have 1,000 we have a data in universities or schools. So we can manage maybe 1,000 students or 2,000 students. So if you want to manage like for example 1,000 university students, so it is a big data. For example, they are called big data. Why? Because millions of users using in the social media platforms. Nowadays you can understand entire the world how much data are used by the internet users, what we call so-called users data. So it is numerous data. When we cannot just imagine just by 1,000 and 1 lakh, it is maybe crore or billion. So you can say that GB or TB, more than tetrabillion. So we can use that kind of data to analyze. It is very difficult. So now you can understand systems which can extract the statistical insight from the huge amount of data are called big data systems. So generally we use AI patterns to analyze the big data. So big data is basically very difficult to analyze. Why? Because it is a diverse data. We can't just getting by human mind. The human have a limitation to analyze the data. Okay, you understand this point? So now you understand what is big data. So big data using up the artificial intelligence. So big data analysis used in the artificial use of the artificial intelligence. So now questioning your data. So question arises is, so what kind of data are that? When you are we have a large amount of data, then questions arise, what kind of data is that? What kind of patterns is that? Actually your question means that data patterns. Okay, data is typically stored as numbers, just I already told, like categories based on the type of data. We need to ask 5 simple questions from the data. These are the 5 types of questions are there. So either binary classification, whether A and B, or anomaly detection is this word, or anomaly detection is one this, and regression how much and how many. So that there is a types of data we generally use a regression analysis. Can I group the data clustering algorithms, like based on the, for example, if I have a data on the students, humanity students, I have a data on science students. So based on that, I can classify the huge amount of data in algorithms based on the algorithms. Okay, that is the one thing. Or can I group the data is based on the things. And what about, what should I do now? To reinforcement algorithms, what to do next, what is your collections, what is your objective, based on the objective you can use that data. Okay, so you understand now what is the main point, questioning the data, that the patterns data, whether it is binary, whether we have to do the regression analysis. So that we will tell you that what is the details of regressive analysis in the upcoming classes. Just we understand questioning data when we have a huge data, so we try to analyze this data, that is called questioning. So univariate and multivariate. Other interesting pattern you have to know here, univariate. Uni means one and multivariate means more than one. Okay, so now question arise. Univariate data is a type of data that has only one variable which does not involve multiple, okay, which don't have any one variable. Like for example, the height of the student is univariate data. We want to see the height of the student, entire class. It is only one variable. So multivariate data is a type of data which involves a relationship between multiple variables. So like for example, sales of umbrellas increase during the rainy season. Here the sales is one variables and rainy season is also one variable. So even umbrella, we want to see the umbrella sale based on these two factors. So if the rain is there and the sale will increase. So there is a multi factors comes here, not only one factor. So we see umbrella sales are dependent on the rainfall. So now we can, it is easily understand that how multivariate analysis is very important. So now we will move into the further. I hope you understand univariate. Very simple explanation I am giving you to understand. Now data visualization. So now we come to know that you understand what is the data, how to collection the data, how to how to so systematically arrange the data, how to questioning the data patterns and all. So now we are in this chapter, we are going to understand at the end of the chapter we will understand like how to comprehend the data, the importance of visualization, why one should visualize the data, and plotting the data, histograms, and use of the shapes, and use of single multivariate plots. So there is a various visualization type. You already know that bar graph and histograms, plotting the data, scatter plots and all. You know that, you are aware of that. So now I'm going to do the one things. So why one should importance of visualization of the data. So why one should visualize? Without visualization gives the more informations in very short and very crisp manner, very customized way it will shows. So that means with so much information around us, it is challenging view the data. Okay, so it is very challenging us. So now you can understand here. So what representing the data through visualizations like graphs, charts, maps gives us visual context of the data. So visual context is very important. It also makes complex data simple, enables the human mind to understand the significance. So obviously it makes the complex data simple and enables the human mind to understand the significance. So now you can understand visualization is very crucial. So now you can understand. So how important important is that. So now plotting data. So this we will discuss in the next class. Now we are going to plotting the data, how to plot the data. Okay. So dot plots are there, bar graphs are there, maximums and minimums are there. We will going to discuss these things in the next class. So if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.